You think your problem is a lack of discipline, but that's not really it. Think about how many times you've started something with full energy, a gym plan, a business idea, learning a skill, and for a few days it feels like everything is finally changing. You imagine a better version of yourself, focused, consistent, unstoppable. Then a few days pass, nothing dramatic happens, no big failure, just a small delay, one skipped day, a bit of boredom, and suddenly it feels easier to postpone it than continue it. Here's the strange part. People who always start but never finish are usually not lazy. They actually love starting things, because starting gives you the feeling of progress without the pressure of results. Your brain gets a dopamine spike when something is new, not when it's useful, not when it's important, just when it's new. That's why day one always feels powerful. Your brain is basically saying, this might change everything. But the brain doesn't care about your goals. It cares about novelty. Once something becomes familiar, the excitement drops, even if it matters more now than it did at the beginning. For example, someone decides to learn coding. Day one feels amazing. They download apps, watch tutorials, write a few lines of code. Day three, errors start showing up. Nothing works smoothly. Day five, they're watching random motivational videos instead of practicing. Not because they're lazy, but because the reward feeling is gone. Now here's something deeper. People who never finish things often get stuck in the identity of almost becoming. I'm becoming disciplined. I'm becoming a gym person. I'm becoming successful. But becoming never ends. It keeps you in a loop where nothing has to be proven. Because finishing something forces reality. If you finish, now you have to face the result. You have to be judged. You have to actually become that person. And that's uncomfortable. So without realizing it, some people stay in the middle on purpose. Because almost there feels safer than I tried and failed. There's even a psychological pattern behind this. Your brain starts linking starting with excitement and continuing with discomfort. So every time you quit, you reinforce that loop. Start equals good feeling. Middle equals boredom. Quit equals relief. Over time, quitting becomes the default. But people who finish aren't necessarily more motivated. They're just more willing to stay in the boring middle phase where nothing feels exciting anymore. That's the part most people avoid. Because the middle doesn't give you emotions. It just asks you to repeat. Same actions. No reward, no excitement. Just consistency. And that's exactly where most dreams die. Not at the start. Not at failure. But in the quiet, boring middle where nothing feels special anymore. The truth is simple. Your life doesn't change in the moment you start. It changes in the moment you stop running away from that phase. And once you stay there a little longer than before, something small shifts. Not motivation, not emotion, just your ability to continue when it stops feeling new. That's what actually separates people who finish from people who don't. Not talent, not luck, just tolerance for the middle.